Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Nigerian Sausage Rolls. Sausages are expensive. What is not expensive in Nigeria? When you have friends over, serve them this, particularly if they don't want sugar or fried things. Let's go there. I've got sausages, what we call sausages in Nigeria, hot dogs or frankfurters, 6 of it. I'm doubling the recipe. So 3 might be okay if you're not doubling the recipe. Gonna go ahead and cut the sausages. I'm also cutting up 1 onion to improve the taste. Add the spices I'm going to add to it. I've got the thyme. The thyme is 1 teaspoon. White pepper, black pepper, half a teaspoon each, and then I've got the cinnamon to half teaspoon. The frankfurters goes into this mini chopper. To it, I'll add the spices. You might use a food processor or a blender. Next thing I'm going to add is the cut up onions. You can use an egg to bind it together, but the times we're in, I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of water. And besides, this is for company. Don't want to spend a lot of money on it. Almost looks like sausages removed from the casing, but it's not so smooth. Time to make the crust or pastry. I've got sifted flour in a bowl. To it, I will add half a seasoning cube or half teaspoon of seasoning cube and a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon. You could use a quarter to 1 teaspoon. Of course, no need of salt again with the seasoning cube. To it, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Give it a good mix. That's done. Time to mix in the margarine. Okay, make sure the margarine is well mixed into it. And then when I was through, I made a hole in the center. To the hole or well, I'm going to add very, very cold water. I started by adding a bit. So I'll add everything now. What the dough looks like now. If it's the dry season or harmattan, you can add 1 extra tablespoon of cold water. I need to roll this as thinly as possible. Change the surface. I have rolled every piece, so I'm rubbing some flour and I'm going to stack it on top of each other so I get a more uniform shape for everything. The flour prevents it from sticking together. For some of the dough, I used a template, and the template I used was one of the pieces I had already used. Didn't want to go to the process of adding flour so that it doesn't stick, cutting it, removing it. This is easier. Speaking of templates, I also use this since I have a lot to cut. You could make it bigger, you could make it smaller, just make it your own, customize it. The egg for sealing and glazing. This is the consistency I got with the hot dog. It looks like real sausages, and I used 5 tablespoons of water to be for company, so I want it as thin as possible when I roll it, so you wouldn't have much of the pastry or the crust. I'll be using the longer side. This is thin enough. It's time for me to add the sausage filling to it. I left a little space at the edges so it doesn't drop out. That is, the filling doesn't drop. Brush with the egg to seal it. Let's go again. I have preheated the oven, so it's time to arrange it into the baking tray. If you don't have baking paper in this economy, please grease the pan and bake. It lets out the steam. This is optional. Brush with the egg. These are the ones I use the paper template for. They are bigger. If you have an event with just few family and friends, you can serve this one sausage roll and one mini meat pie. Please check out the heart-shaped meat pie that I did. It's baking time. These are the ones I was generous with the glaze and I didn't poke it. Please like and subscribe. And these are the ones less glaze. I poked it. Perfect gift idea. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.